Alright guys, so today's question was about terminal setup, and there's a request that can I make a short video on terminal setup. So let's do it now live on stream, and I'll be recording this video and putting this on YouTube as well. The first thing is I use Vestum as my terminal, and the reason is that it has its own multiplexer. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't, and it's really on the operating system. Sometimes when I'm on Mac, I will not use the multiplexer of Vestum because I'm on my single screen, but when I'm using monitors, multiple monitors and all, I will start using the multiplexer of Vestum. Okay, so I'll quickly show you what I have. So when I do Alt Shift M, right, it's gonna have a vertical split, okay? And if I do Alt Shift H, it's gonna move to the left split. If I do Alt Shift L, it's gonna move to the right split, okay? So as you can see, I'm here. When I do Alt Shift H, it's gonna take me to the left split, okay? Now if I want to do a horizontal split, I can do Alt Shift N, and then I can use Alt Shift K and J as just normal Vim bindings if you're used to it. Right, K means going up, J means going down, L means going right, H means going left, okay? And that's what I use sometimes. But then again, the problem is that when I used to use neovim, now I'm using emacs. The thing is, what used to be a problem for me was this thing. When you go here, that there are a lot of shortcuts that coincide with neovim, okay? Because or even tiling window manager. So at one point of time, I was using Hyperland on Linux. Right, it was very difficult to match the key bindings, although some people in the chat had multiple leader keys, which is basically how you initiate the command, right? So you could have multiple leader keys as per the editor or whatever software or tool you're using. So I mean, that's there. For example, I have resize, what is it? I don't remember. Okay, width, increase width. Yeah, there you go. Must be there. I don't know if, yeah, adjust pane size over there, right? So as you can see, it is Control Shift Alt L and all, right? So if I do Control Shift L, Control Shift Alt and L, and I can resize these windows as well. So sometimes I don't remember these bindings because I'm just using a lot of bindings right now, and I'm getting used to Emacs as well. But it's there, right? So you can use these key bindings as much as you want, and you can also decide how much you want to resize, right? So adjust pane size if you want. You can say, okay, I want to resize by 3. You want to resize by 5. So if I do this, next time if I do this, it's gonna increase or decrease by 5, right? So that's gonna work like that, okay? That's mostly it about resizing and multiplexing using Vestum. The thing that I've done over here, and I will not take the credits for it. Vestum has its documentation on how to manage color schemes. What I do is I do Control Alt U, right? And I can toggle between all the dark themes, right? Dark themes as in like they have, I have kind of set up, again, I can show you, I have a theme cycler command, which what it does is it goes through all the color schemes that are available and it checks the luminous intensity. If it's less than 0.4, that means it's a dark scheme for me. You can manage that. You can say that, okay, I want only 0.2, then it's going to give you very dark themes, okay? So I've kept it for 0.4 for now. And suppose if I, at any point, I want to kind of experiment, it's there, okay? So you can see it's pretty nice, and I can, all right, this is there. The next thing is you can also have Control Alt L, and as you can see, I'm toggling between all the light themes that are available. Okay, so same thing over here, that's what I've done. If luminous intensity is greater than 0.4, I will call it as a light color scheme or color theme, whatever you want to call it, right? And that's how it works, okay? So I can go back to a dark theme for now, right? And let's exit. So that's one thing good about Vestum as well. As a shell, I use Z shell and fish shell interchangeably. Can we use oh my Z shell in this? Yes, you can. And oh my fish is also there. And you can all set it up, and this is you configured by yourself. Yes. I mean, again, as I said, I went through the documentation, this theme cycler and all, that's done by me. Only small things, I believe that only this part was the trickier part. I remember checking this on Stack Overflow somewhere, but I kind of just like modified this for my own choice, and it's pretty nice. Like, I mean, the way you can just cycle through your theme, sometimes you're not feeling good, right? And a lot of developers, when they change a font or when they change a color scheme, things start working for them. So I think it's really worth it checking out. And I agree, yes. Oh my Z shell is extremely bloated, by the way. Sometimes when you end up using this Kickstarter things, right? Similarly with Doom Emacs, for example, that I'm using right now, you might have some things that you don't need, right? So you please always make sure that you start with them, maybe yes, but once you are done, please like take a look whether you need it or not, right? Other things are there, that Alt F is for toggle full screen. As you can see, I'm toggling full screen right now. over here, one small thing I want to talk about is, I think, yeah, mostly that's it, right? There's nothing. Alt T is for tabs. As you can see over here, I have tabs now. But if I close it, then you don't have a window. So it's, I had a, yeah. So there's a config that hide tab bar if only one tab is equal to true. What that does is if you only have opened one tab, then the tab bar will not be visible. But when you have opened another tab, it's going to be visible because there are two tabs now, right? These are like kind of good things to have. Window background opacity as well is something that you can handle, and macOS, if you're on macOS, you can have background blur as well. Right, so these things are there, and window decorations is all I want is a title, and color scheme by default is Nightline V1, which is what I use. I like it. As you can see, it's pretty dark because people did not like my previous theme. Okay, so that's there, and this is like, it's not specific to Windows, it's not specific to Linux, so it's not specific to any particular operating system. So please feel free to take a look at all of this. By the way, this is all available on github.com/krshivali/.files. So please feel free to just click on this and hover and take a look. How do I click on this? Okay. Oh yeah, that's it. Sorry. So there you go. So all of the configs that I use right now are over here. So you can take a look at westum.lua. Okay. I also use iosevka as my main font. Let me quickly share it here. Right. So what I do is generally I have experimented with multiple paid fonts as well, but the font I always end up going for is iosevka, although the iosevka version I'm using is kind of very narrow, so I kind of increase the cell width to 1.07 instead of 1.00. So that's one thing I've done. You can also increase the line height, which is something I'm not seen in all the terminals. For example, this increasing like option to increase cell width and line height is really good in Westum. I like using it a lot. So that is there. Dank Mono is there as well. I've tried Dank Mono. If you want to pay for a font, doesn't charge you a lot. If you're in India, I think it costs you around 800 rupees. So you can try that as well if you would like, but I'm happy to stick with iosevka on longer run. Okay. That's for there. Fish shell, as I said, I use fish shell and Z shell interchangeably. Z shell is fine, but I'm still getting used to fish shell. Like for example, how to set path and all these things, I'm still confused. So I keep on understanding and trying to get used to it. Oh my fish is there, if I'm not wrong. OMF is there, so you can choose a theme that you want. I don't know if it's, for some reason it wasn't working for me, but I would really suggest taking a look at Oh My Fish as well if you're just getting started. These Kickstarters are sometimes helpful for you to get the best version out of something, and then you kind of backtrack from there and see that, okay, how can you make something of your own? Doesn't cost a lot, just about my monthly salary. All right, so that's mostly it. In terms of editor that I use, I can quickly talk about it, but I think neovim and emacs are gonna deserve another video on that. So there's one thing that I've not talked about is Zoxide. I used to use AutoJump, which is probably, you guys should check it out. I strongly believe that Zoxide is inspired by AutoJump, and AutoJump is still superior in terms of usage and all. I don't see a difference, but just the thing that Zoxide is being actively maintained. Okay, so you can do Z Rust. I don't know. Yeah, if you do Z Conti, I know that context pilot starts with Conti, right? So it's gonna take me there, right? Rust was not there, so it didn't take me there. But if I do RS, right, it's gonna take me again, but it's gonna take you to another repository because you're already in that folder, so it's gonna find you the next match. Okay, that's one thing. Okay, let's also see Z Westum, for example. When I do Z Wes, it's going to take me to Westum folder as well. So sometimes you don't want to type the whole folder name, and there are some unique prefix that you can use. So Zoxide is good in that. Again, for that, all you have to do is probably just look at brew install Zoxide. I'm not sure. That should work ideally. Should be on Homebrew. I use Homebrew as my package manager. No matter where I'm on Linux or I'm in Windows or I'm in Mac, I try to just use Homebrew for that. Because for multiple reasons. First of all, when I was on Ubuntu, sudo apt install neovim would give me a really, really old version of neovim. And that point of time, it was 0.6 and neovim was at 0.8 or 0.9. So I knew that Brew has latest versions of it, so kind of trusted more on that. But of course, not everything is on Brew as well. So depending on your operating system, you can use your inbuilt or whatever that comes as a default package manager. That's one thing. The other thing I wanted to talk about quickly was LazyGit. I think it's an amazing tool and people should definitely check it out. So I have, first of all, LazyGit is the command name. You can brew install LazyGit. Again, check it out on GitHub as well. Quick Google search will work. Also, these things are available on my, I can quickly show you all. So if you go to .files repo, I have everything here, that what kind of tools do I use. So FT I use for like just finding files and all. BAT is for instead of a cat. Command tmux is there. Sometimes I used to use it, now I don't. Tree is there, FCF is there. FCF is something I want to talk about as well. Alacrity, when I used to use Alacrity theme switching. LazyGit is pointed out here. Auto jump is now replaced with Sockside. So yeah. But anyways, I think LazyGit is an amazing tool. So let me just show you. When I do LG is an alias to LazyGit, by the way. So if I show you config fish, I think I have LazyGit here, right? So you can see I have LazyGit alias to LG. So next time when I type LG, it's going to show you LazyGit, okay? So when I do J, it's going to take me down, it's going to take me up, right? All these things. And all these files, it shows you the files that are there, and I can hit space as well. I can choose which particular change that should go in as a stage changes, right? And I can hit space and it's going to stage all these files for me, and it's just going to toggle for me as well if I hit space again, right? So I think this is very useful. Over here you have local branches, all the commits that are shown over here, right? What went in, what went out, and reflog is there as well if you want to see what is going on. So when you are just adding, like when you're done adding changes, what you have to do is you have to see, like you have to hit C, which is basically for commit, and you can type all the commit summary here, right? And you can also type this as well, and that's it, right? And tab to toggle focus, Control O to open menu, right? All these things are there. This is really nice. If you want to add a co-author, you can do that, cancel as well, and I can hit escape to get rid of it as well, right? So these things are there, which is great. Again, I would suggest checking it out, and I can do Shift P, which is basically pushing. Right now there's nothing to push, but anyways it will ask for the SSH key if required, and then it's going to push for you, right? You can again hit small, I mean you can just do question mark. It's going to show all you show you all the things that are there, right? So I mean, yes, you should check it out. I mean, I'm not against using git commands by default. Honestly, a lot of people use GA, GP, GL. There's so many things that they use as aliases to git log, git push, git commit, git add. These things are there. But one thing I really love is git add -p. It kind of goes through each of the change individually, and you can hit Y or no, yes or no. Let me show you. So if I unstage these changes, right, and if I do git add p, it's going to say that, okay, whether you want to stage this hunk or not, right? Use anything except GitHub desktop. Yes. Git command to everyday alias. What that? Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry I couldn't get you, but yeah. Anyways, I can just get rid of this. So that is there. The other thing, as I was talking about, is recently I switched to emacs. I really love it. We can talk more about it in another video, right? And I can search for the commands that I want to use. I can have multiple things. There's an inbuilt terminal as well that I can use over here. It's much better than toggle term of neovim, honestly, in multiple things, in multiple ways. We'll talk about it in another video, but no, nothing against any of the maintainers here. I think everyone has done great work. It's something that just works for me. It might not work for you, right? So just feel free to take a look. I also have I was a neovim user for so long, I think 6 years now, right? So I have everything set up here. It's not like I don't miss using it, but times have changed. So this used to be my neovim config, right? So everything was there, terminal was there. You can do whatever you want, right? Rust analyzer right now not found. That's why it's problem, because yeah, I shifted to Emacs, so kind of set it up for that. Okay, and for all those people who are asking, this is on WSL. I'm on Windows right now because I have to stream, and there are a lot of things that don't work on Linux right now, given the way I've set it up. Okay, it's not anyone's fault, it's just me. Okay, so that's there. So I would say definitely you can try WSL as well. Things are there, you can enjoy using it. Again, my Emacs config right now, I'm using Doom Emacs, so there's nothing to kind of show off. But if you really want to see as well, I think you can go to my neovim repository for neovim config. The last night was last month back, so you guys can take a look here as well if you want to take a look at my neovim config. This is for .files, and Doom Emacs .files are there. I still have to make changes, so please don't copy these files. I'm still thinking about how to manage LSP and all. I'm getting used to it. So yeah, that's it. Mostly I think that's what I wanted to talk about. ZeliJ is something that I've not talked about, but I sometimes use ZeliJ. I think it's bloated right now given the layout, default layout. I know you can change the layout, but I'm too lazy to right now to change all the configs. So you can do Control G to lock the interface so that whatever you do, it doesn't affect or it doesn't overlap with the shortcuts of ZeliJ. If I do Control G, it's unlocked now. I can do Alt N to open another pane, which is mentioned here on the bottom left as well. And which is something I appreciate about them as well, that they have mentioned all these things, right? So I can toggle between the panes as well, right? Control P W will launch. What is this? Was this session? Sorry, Control P W will launch a floating terminal. So you can also move it around, I guess. You can do, I don't know. You will have to see, but I can toggle between them as well. So there are a lot of shortcuts here and there. You can have Control O, W, Session Manager, blah, blah, blah. You can do things with it that you want, right? And that's it. I do use emacs as well sometimes. Whenever I want to, I can toggle between panes as well. I can do this. I can get the time. These things are there as well on emacs. I think it's worth checking out. Feel free to take a look if you would like to. But for me, I think Vestam just holds out on this thing that, okay, it has tabs, it has multiplexer of its own, and it's really good. It's easy to configure as well. So, I mean, if I get used to its config, I don't really need ZeliJs, given that I don't have multiple sessions and I don't need to manage them as well, right? Okay, I didn't know that this thing exists. Wow, okay. Microsoft is doing things. All right, guys, that is it mostly. If there is anything that I missed out, please feel free to ask me in the chat. And join me on YouTube channel if you would like. And that's it. I think it's a really, really long video now. I should stop. Thank you for watching this video. Ta-da! Enjoy.